had a little struggle there. But
Yeah.
Me best friend.
Me best friend.
Hi, me best friend.
amigo.
Me best friend. IVC Zuko Edward Harrell, and this other friend, Danny.
So we're back from our little break, and it looks like it's gonna be our very own Irvine Valley College Esports versus Cal State University, Fullerton.
Yeah, so, more specifically their orange team, which I believe, if I'm correct on that, is going to be their junior varsity team.
Yes.
Don't let that fool you on their skill. We got to see some of them play. I actually got to see one of them be a literal meme as a Hanzo main. So it's going to be a lot of fun seeing how these guys mess with each other. But obviously, it's good to see IVC here at home and give it a chance to show their stuff.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be off here in the first round. Both teams trying to just make it onto the center as fast as possible. Fullerton just a little early before IVC Esports, and the fight is coming on. We have the Ramachos on both teams just throwing punches left and right, right and left. The teams aren't backing down at all. Fullerton here, a little bit of advantage, taking out that immortality shield. However, Ramachos seem to be playing it pretty chill, but it looks like Fullerton is going to be capturing the point. These walls are going to be more important than we thought, folks.
Yeah, big stuff there coming in from Pancakes on the Ramacha. Very scary DPS. Obviously, the slow field is really on point to just push IVC away. And now, once again, the first one to strike is the first one to grab the point.
That is true. And if you've noticed, too, these teams have been using their walls, trying to block each other off. But you have to be careful as well, because they might want you to try to block them. That way they could block you in even further. So be careful with the positioning of the walls. But here we go, another fight. IVC is just trying to go in, but that ult by the Baptiste is just proving too damaging for IVC.
Baptiste just once again showing how strong he can be. He's anytime, for anyone who doesn't know, Baptiste ultimate gives them bonus damage towards enemies, which can be very misleading towards any enemy, no matter how well treated you are.
Uh-oh, two freezing ults by IVC and Fullerton. However, it looks like IVC is going to try to maintain possession of the point, and it looks like they have succeeded. They will now have possession of the point for the first time.
Great attack there. I love this. I love the attacks coming in from probably one of my favorite tags so far this entire tournament. Riz her up, hitting up with the DPS.
Pancakes also with the Ramacha coming in and leading the charge while IVC tries to set up their defense, knowing that Fullerton also won't back out.
Yeah, Ramacha contest is going to be huge, and as you see now, they're going to fight for the point, and it looks like Fullerton.
Holy moly, guacamole!
Great defense. Great defense there. You could see from Knight, like he hit his ultimate, he was going into the melee form, and which is very unassuming damage there on the Ramacha. That Annihilation ultimate can be very scary. And then great follow-up there from Kid Maniacs to make sure he is healed. From Rizzer from hitting up all the DPS, and then of course Cats, who I don't know if you saw, was slowing up their Ramatra to keep him away for as long as possible.
Yes, and IVC was ready for that battle, and it looks like they aren't backing down. They're putting even more pressure on Fullerton's orange team. Ramacha just taking hit after hit and getting those beautiful heals by the Baptiste, and it's just, they're not pushing up. Fullerton's pushing up now, but they are walls! And here we go, the beginning of a massacre. Just getting there.
Oh, it's looking so bad.
Gosh.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Another team kill in less than 2 minutes. What other team can do that? Name one.
Well, but right now, IVC. I would say that. That was just a bad coordination there from Fullerton. They didn't realize that IVC had two of their ultimates ready, especially for the Baptiste. So now they're going to be getting ready. Their only chance now, and I spoke to soon, Caster Curse. But they didn't have none of their ults ready. They had none of their speed up abilities ready. Their only chance was to really just slow them down and try to get as much DPS. But IVC, they have the point. They're ready, and they had ults ready to make sure they were throwing down as much DPS as possible. And it led to an annihilation towards the end, which gave IVC the first round.
They really did. And what I like about IVC as well, that they did really good in the beginning, is just take their time and realize what they want to do and where they want to go and how they're going to do it. Which they might have gotten the point at like 60% where Fullerton was at, but they were able to just maintain the possession when they got it for the rest of the match, and that was very crucial. And here we go, going into the second round of this first matchup. Fullerton again trying to race to the point early on. Winston bumps his head as he's trying to get there. Poor Winston.
Yeah, just like a fairy tale, he bumped his head, and unfortunately he has to get back up. And this is a big move here for Fullerton. They get kind of the first attack, so they're doing forward progress. But unfortunately, Pancakes ended up being the first one dead, despite being the first one striking.
And again, they're trying to get on point early. Excuse me. There goes LGDX.
I get it, man. It's very exciting. But right now, you saw that the first 3 deaths came from Fullerton. And it's unfortunately just because IVC is responding very quickly to their reactions. And it means they get the first point. So it's becoming kind of a crucial situation here for Fullerton. They got to figure out some way to coordinate. I cannot stress this enough of how much in this situation where you're now attacking, that coordinating your ultimate is going to be huge. Because if you just kind of let IVC control it, then at this point it's just going to be, they're going to have at least 50% before they can do anything about it. But they grab the point. Once again, Caster Curse. This is amazing.
Oh, but he is slept. Ramacha is slept by Fullerton's Jackson. Here we go. We're seeing some action on Fullerton's side, trying to pick off as many as they can, but IVC with 3 picks on their team, only 2 remain. Take that back. Only 9.
Fullerton grabbed the point, and so they lose it. Like, this is, I can see where they're coming from, trying to keep control, trying to just take out little picks, but unfortunately it's just, they're kind of relying more on IVC falling asleep, and it's not working at the moment. IVC's now hitting the halfway mark. They're going to have ultimates ready significantly quicker than Fullerton, so they're going to have to just rely on getting these picks.
There goes the walls, those walls. Oh my goodness! IVC still, oh my gosh, Fullerton putting in some damage there, and they'll lose Cats. However, the majority of their team is still there.
Yeah, and great control there by Knight and Cats with the Mei and the Ramatra. Their abilities to keep them slowed, keep them controlled, and opened up these huge picks. I know Cats ended up falling to that, but now we'll come back in with Mei ult, and we'll have potentially 3 other ults for the next moment. So it's going to be pretty bad for Fullerton. So once again, they're pretty much relying on IVC to make a mistake. And as you can see in this fight right now, they're getting controlled in. They're being funneled in and getting attacked, and they just lost all 5 of their members in the span of 3 seconds. Huge moments there. Huge ult there by Cats. Huge ult there by Knight. And just once again, they are controlling this environment and get the second match.
Once they have control, they will do anything to defend it. And not only that, but not only 1, 2, but 3 team kills for Irvine Valley College.
It was wild, and actually you're going to probably see here, I believe I know which play is going to happen. Yeah, it's right here controlling the point. You see Ramacha hitting the ultimate, hitting the E to make sure that he can funnel people in and just gets a bunch of multiple kills. And despite the fact that that was a huge attack there by Fullerton, Knight was ready. He was ready. He was raring to go. He was ready to take the damage and dish it right back out.
That is true. And the ability to play Ramatra so just, I don't know what the right word is, niche? Just
the way he's supposed to be played. It's the way he's supposed to be played. He can be very intimidating, not just in his presence, but in his damage as well. It may not be burst damage, but it is enough to make people crippled and eventually die.
Exactly. And if I was that Fullerton team too, and I knew that, IVC took control at that point, I'd have a bit of anxiety right there and then, like, oh my gosh, you know. Now we have to play the offensive, trying to break through that IVC defense, and it was just difficult.
Yeah, blue had to play against a giant monkey with a shot cannon, and now orange has to go against this hulking mech that is pretty much all about personifying death.
Right? It's just crazy, you know, especially where Macho is just ultimate annihilation. He just has this aura around him that does damage while he's punching you. Jesus, someone give Megatron a break.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a wild recovery from here. I want to see Fullerton how they kind of do with the payload situation. This is going to be obviously a change of games. First of all, it always depends on the map, depending on how they're going to weave in to take control of the payload and then of course move it. So I want to see if they take a more proactive scene. Right now, it seems like they're more. Unlike the previous match from Blue, who are more reactive, they were trying to be more proactive, but IVC was more ready. You could see that especially when they were saving their ults. You saw the Mei, Ramatra, Lucio ults all together, and that just means they're unkillable, essentially. So in the case of Fullerton, I want to see, are they going to keep this proactive type of style, or are they going to switch to something a little more adaptive? Are they going to go more tank style? What build are they going to go?
I'm going to say they're trying to go more of a hefty build. That's my prediction for this next round. What I think they're going to do is they're going to try to change their tanks for sure. Fullerton's going to try to change their tanks. They're going to have about the same healing, but I think their DPS might also change as well. Something more mobile, maybe a Soldier 76. That
Soldier 76, very underrated.
Yes.
I think obviously very boring champion. It's literally just pew pew run like so. But the man for the old man Weathers, he moves pretty well.
He does, and not only that, he's such a beginner champion that if you already have perfect aim, great aim, just knowledge about the game, you could cause a whole tornado in a match.
And very simple build, which can mean a lot. Like it's as much as these other champions can be, who are at the top of the list, are very, very strong, they do require a high learning curve, and that means you have to have precise response times, and sometimes you just need a basic build. I kind of agree that the Soldier 76 can be good if it means they need something that just kind of needs the baseline, like the Mario build out of the Nintendo characters, if you will, who it's nothing special, but they are going to get at least something. And then I will say, I agree also that we might see a shift in tanks. Ramatra, obviously, while very, very strong and a central point, not very mobile. So we're definitely going to need to see more mobility, which could mean Winston, or maybe even a Reinhardt if they're willing to stick through, move past those nerfs.
And it looks like we are going to see some changes, hopefully, here.
Good old London.
Good old I've never been to London.
Or say, yeah, I believe this is London. I'm always so bad with the geography on these maps. But this is a classic map. This is going to be huge. Yes, Kings Row. We know it's London. Like, come on, dude. But right now, it looks like IVC is going to be attacking one. Fullerton is going to be the defending one. So yeah, in this case, Ramatra, I do like as the tank, and we're seeing a Hanzo. So it's sticking with the memes here. Obviously, very different from the original Overwatch memes, but still a man with an arrow who can shoot Twin Dragon in your face. And I'm very curious here at what IVC is going to build. Looks like they're going to stick with the Ramatra as well. It is a lot more tight-fitting area compared to a lot of other payload esque maps. So there's less need to be moving around.
Yeah,
and
it's
more
very
need
direct.
more need to throw damage and control the area. So you can see right here, like this is probably a prime example of, you'd want a straight line in front of him to make sure you can dish out as much damage as possible.
And again, very slow by both teams, both being very cautious, making sure they don't give the other team any opportunities. IVC trying to figure out if they want to go high ground, low ground. It looks like they're just going to go in. They're just going to go in and try to take some damage, and it looks like they're going to be, that wall through very crucial right there.
Brigitte is down. Big loss there for Fullerton. And now that also means the Cassidy's down, and now the Ana's down. So it's pretty much down to the Hanzo and the Ramatra, and now it's down to the Hanzo, which, yeah.
Fullerton.
Christian's down. There we go.
Yep, they're just being pushed off, and IVC not even have to worry here.
Very opportunistic strike there from IVC. I don't know if you could see from the corners. They were essentially waiting for them to split off. And unfortunately for Fullerton, they played right into that trap. So they just pretty much said, like, we're going to hit the go button, we're going to move as 5, and we're just going to attack. And that gave them the payload.
And there you have it. And IVC is now pushing the payload, but the Ramatra being cautious to push up too far up. But now that he sees Fullerton, they are going to be just throwing everything they've got, trying to build their ults at an early stage of the fight.
Yeah, and this is a big moment where tracking ults is going to be crucial, especially in payloads. For IVC, you want to make sure you create an opportunity where you can push as far as you possibly can. And for Fullerton, you want to stall as long as you can. Right now, it looks like we're sitting at 4.5 minutes, which obviously does not look good for Fullerton.
Nope.
And right now, with a couple of their players dying, it doesn't look even any better.
And if you saw that the Baptiste threw the lamp, that could have been a very useful lamp in the future. So you got to be careful and mindful of the util they use.
I'm just loving right now how Knight's just moving so far ahead of the payload. He just doesn't care that he's by himself, just absolutely decimating these guys. He's pretty much going ham. He's walking in with confidence. He knows his team's going to come in right behind him with that checkpoint. So yeah, look at that guy. He is forcing him down.
No, literally, and he's not afraid to just be up there, and again, he's gonna be throwing in some hefty punches.
It's just and you see Christian and Pancakes are now down, so that's huge amounts right there. So I want to see if Fullerton, they really need to build a hefty defense, because now here we are, IVC are at the first checkpoint. They have 5 minutes to hit that little patch right there. So it's a huge defense, but it also means that IVC has plenty of time to get ready to move forward.
And here we have the May for IVC Esports using her ult.
Oh, huge ult there.
Pancakes along the way.
And it gave Knight a huge opportunity for him to ult to throw down damage. It cost two heroes there for Fullerton. Maybe a third? Oh my god, I swear, Knight's being so troll right now. He is tilting these guys on Fullerton. He's just playing so forward. He's playing on the spawn camp.
Annihilation activated by Fullerton Orange here, trying to do something very last minute, but the May goes back into her ice block. However, he does end up taking Kid Maniac, their support.
Great response there by Pancakes. I know I'm being a little pessimistic. It just kind of gives IVC a chance to reset. And I put that more on IVC, just playing a little cocky, which, you know, they rightly deserve so, but at the same time, it gives, it just stalls for the time. But, you know, they still have 3.5 minutes and what looks like to be millimeters to move that payload.
Oh yeah, no, just a quick push, just a small push.
I'm very curious here how Fullerton's going to reset this defense. Adding in the Cassidy is going to be huge. Once that ultimate's up, you know, you can funnel people in. If they can stay alive. Unfortunately, Christian has fallen.
Christian is down. Lynn will take out LGDX, and Pancakes again, punching May out of the way.
And I don't know if you saw there, but Rizzer up with the Baptiste, throwing his ult up, throw it right into that lane. Gave a ton of damage, gave a huge chance to kill off a bunch of these heroes on the Fullerton side. So it's pretty much just like, all right, well, you know, that's the only ult we need. We just need more damage. We'll throw it in on this little funnel. Like, if you want to use the funnel to defend your place, we'll use it to attack you guys. And yeah, it was just an easy destruction there by IVC. And now, hopefully Fullerton, we'll see how they respond here on the Orange team, because that was a pretty big, that was amazing strategy and amazing coordination and communication there by IVC.
Great job by Irvine Valley. Now they're going to be holding that defensive position that Fullerton once held. Now I'm very curious to see if Fullerton will follow in IVC's footsteps and just take it easy in the beginning, but once they have that momentum and capture the point, they're just going to roll and pop off.
Yeah, this is one of the spots where basically a bait and trap sort of strategy can come in handy, but you are kind of hoping on your opponents to take the bait. Like that's what happened last match with IVC. They were hoping that Fullerton split off, which they did, and then we're just like, we're gonna move as 5 and we'll take out one side. And that's how they got the payload. We'll see if Fullerton takes the same strategy or if they may take a more split strategy and try to take a pick off of someone.
Fullerton has a Reinhardt, and the thing that I do like about Reinhardt is he could clear a lot of space. The negative side, that Ramatra, just natural weapon, can literally take down your shield in a couple hits, which is very crucial because I feel like Reinhardt needs a shield for him to push.
Yeah.
Like Ryan without no shield.
I don't know if you guys realize he did take a nerf to his armor, but did get a buff to his health.
There we go.
Overall, still kind of a nerf, but if basically that shield gets taken down, he's a lot squishier than he was in the previous
There we
match.
go, and Reinhardt goes down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. This is honestly a good map for him, just because it's very close in and a lot tight corners, so his charge and his ult can hit a lot of people, but if he doesn't get the chance to do it, you know, it's a little harder to do
difficult. Yeah. Well, here we go. It looks like Fullerton's going to be regrouping. That fire strike goes nowhere. Reinhardt trying to wait for the rest of his team, and he's pushing in, shield up, trying to go around the statue. However, Fullerton.
Oh, great wall there.
Oh my god.
Oh, and we got the May Cage. It was a May Cage, and who's gonna survive? So far, everybody's still living. Kid Maniacs is low right now. He's got to trust on his healing, and right now it looks like IVC is coming out on the better end of this. And yep, like I said, I love that little May Cage they set up. One side was taken by the red side, another side was taken by the blue side. So it was between the Ramatra and the Reinhardt. Unfortunately for Fullerton, IVC held strong.
They did. Even though they lost their tank, they still held very strong. No worries. They didn't have that big, bulky character in front of them to clear space, but they still kept their calm and handled it super well.
And that's kind of how they've been operating right now. It's like, hey, we just gotta hold our tactics right now. Oh boy,
we have
Pancakes
Earthshatter
is stuck.
built up.
Pancakes
Oh my
is stuck.
goodness, he's got him. However, the Annihilation is still activated, but he will be taken down by none other than IVC Knight.
I swear, Cats is being so troll right now with these walls. Like, I don't know if you saw, but Pancakes was stuck. He was literally stuck when he ulted there. So it's like, I can't move. I can't do anything. I can ult and knock these guys down, but I have to wait till this May wall's gone.
Yeah.
Like, I know that was probably not intention, but that was still a very troll move.
It really was funny. I don't think we're going to see that again, but it happens.
Honestly, these May walls have been amazing. Like, we got to see a cage deathmatch wall, and now we got to see one where it basically just made the Reinhardt useless.
I feel like we haven't talked about Ramacha's shield enough, too. Like, the placement of the shield plays a very good role,
It does.
too, on how much
blocking
damage.
off those shots, especially in a certain direction. Like, once again, these are tight corners here, and if basically you're trying too hard to be on one side, you're just kind of left to your own devices because Ramacha is just going to block those shots.
And here we go for another team fight.
Yeah, right now Fullerton's running out of time, less than a minute, and they are pushing forward. So they're going to at least try to get these checkpoints in. Good push there by them, trying to keep everybody separated, trying to keep everybody alive. Great
Good
Lucio
sound
ult.
barrier.
Unfortunately now we lost one. And
IVC back on point, trying to cut off this Fullerton team. But here we go. Ult time for IVC, and IVC not even worried for a second about losing that
once again,
point.
great start on the push by Fullerton, but it's just, and you could see 2 checkpoints. They were right there. They were pushing. They were halfway through that last checkpoint to grab the payload, but IVC was ready. They hit up with that May ult, and then everybody else just followed with the DPS. It's very hard to take care of that when the rest of your abilities and ults are down.
Fullerton does have 2 ults coming up, very crucial ults, the Reaper and their Ramatra
And
Annihilation.
we're in overtime. Here we go. This is
So
the
let's
last
see,
chance.
2 Annihilations have been ultimated. Oh my goodness, Fullerton just being run. Excuse me, Fullerton
They are
running
running
down
them down.
Irvine's. Oh my
Great
God.
response. Great response there by
Oh, but
Pancakes.
Lucio trying to
keep it still in overtime.
Oh,
He is
but
stalling.
Lucio's gone.
Great job there. Great job there by Fullerton. I really want to show appreciation there to Pancakes, hitting the ult, staying that tank, staying that threatening, that threatening final boss mode.
Yeah.
That can really scare people off, and it was enough. It got them to that payload, and now, once again, Fullerton back in that second wind and a chance to potentially beat IVC, or at the very least, keep it interesting.
Yes. And one thing that I do love about the Fullerton team is that no matter whether they're in a win or lose situation, they're still going to find that opportunity that's going to help them advance even further in the team matchup. Not only that, but it also gives them, motivation and hope that, hey, we're still in this. Let's keep going. The team fights are just activating. Sound barrier has been activated. However, they're also frozen.
Isn't enough. It was a good sound barrier, but it was responded right back with Kid Maniac's sound barrier. And yep, there we go. Once again, great response. The IVC team is playing so reactive. So you saw that from Fullerton on, I believe it was JGDX. He hit a huge ult on the Lucio. Created a great shield, and they were throwing down a ton of damage. But then when Kid Maniacs had his ult ready for the sound barrier, then basically it gave IVC a huge health advantage. Fullerton lost, I believe it was 3 of their teammates, and now they have to reset. And we're back to under a minute.
Pancakes getting some heals. However, Knight from IVC Esports has been frozen. Nice immortality shield by Fullerton. However,
we're going to see. We're in the corners now.
IVC's
Jackson has the ult.
in.
Jackson throws down the ult, so that's bonus damage right there. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? It looks like it's not throwing down enough, but Knight is losing a ton of health. Knight is trying his best to take all these shots and does eventually fall down. Great job there. But now we see Pancakes and I believe that's Reaper up there that's showing also fall. So it's kind of creating another reset, kind of creating another contest for this payload.
Yeah, it is, and great job by the remaining
Oh
IVC
no, we have a
team.
wrecking ball coming in from Pancakes now.
Uh-oh, some switch up over here.
Mr. Hamsterville is coming in.
Yes, the hamster is here to play, trying to get this Fullerton team to the checkpoint. Hopefully, but it looks like it's being run down by all these just abilities. Now it's getting some healing.
Yeah,
here
I'm
we
very
go.
curious of what's going to happen here with this Wrecking Ball, because Wrecking Ball, while can be very disruptive, is very easy to target.
Oh yeah, and the Kariko's mobility on Fullerton's team too. She's gone. Just kidding.
And sure enough, it's just I like the fact they're trying to change things up, but it's just it looked a little uncoordinated there towards the end, which is unfortunate. You saw switching to Kiriko, and then of course Pancake switching to the Wrecking Ball, trying to do his best Lilo and Stitch cosplay, but it's. I think that was more of a desperate attempt than it was a coordinated one.
It was. But I'm just very proud of this Fullerton team, They held up really well. Hopefully their morale will go up as we continue this tournament. But 6, not 1 or 2, but 16 kills. What does that have to say about Irvine Valley College's esports?
It just means they're really, really good at their coordination. That was some amazing response time to the attacks from Fullerton. I think this whole team just were having confidence in themselves. They were staying calm, which is huge, especially in a very high impact there. So yeah, just overall very calm mindset and great team coordination.
Good job on Irvine Valley and Fullerton on playing this match. Irvine Valley wins, and we're going to be back for the next match.